Hey Austin. All right, when you watch this swing, everything looks exceptionally good. Takeaway, can't do it any better. Gaining depth here in the right hip, that's good. Club's right on plane. I mean, classic. Very nice at the top. So here's the one thing I want you to try to do. I want you to try to just focus on this. Your upper body staying bent out over it. As you can see when you hit it, it's a fairly sizable backup. So I think if you stayed out over it, the shaft might just shallow just a hair. But as of now, the shaft's doing pretty good. It's right on your hands, going through the ball nicely. I think that's just something to improve there. So when you start down, just try to lean into it a little bit. Keep doing the same thing with your lower body. And I think that would help. So if we look at the other view, now your driver swing, oh, by the way, your driver swing, you don't do that. You just do it with the iron. See, watch. So that's minimal there. And that's the other thing that I was going to say, that if you look at your release and you look at the face as it comes out, I'm looking at that going like, if your right wrist is fully released, it looks like the face right here should be a little bit more in line with the shaft. So I was looking at some other swings and just watching the face. So that's pretty darn different here. So I was trying to emulate that in the I can't figure that one out because I can't even get my left forearm over here like this, and your right wrist is that way. So there's some sort of twisting where the left wrist is cupping. But so what I want you to try to feel as you go through this is when you throw the face so that it lines up. When it comes out of your side, it lines up with the shaft. So if we look at, let's see, we got another one. See? So, not sure if you're holding on to it here, trying to, manipulate it and fade it or something, but the swing is so good, it just seems like if you let it go, that would be better. So, technically, the swing is good enough. You should be, with your power, you're going to be fine. You just got to get this all to work for you. All right. But as far as your face on, watch your camera angle when you, or the tilt of your camera, because that camera got a little bit. So try to make the camera level to the ground. I'm sure that range doesn't tilt down that far. But that release and impact there is great. So I think here you just let that thing freely rotate through. Oh yeah, and here's one other thing. So when you come down at this ball, you're going to probably have more forward lean than is advisable. So we don't really need that much, and you can cure that fairly easily by, let's see here, so this is not as tilted, it's a little bit. So that might be a little more than you need there. So anyway, pretty simple. Widen the stance with the right foot only, and maybe even move the ball, maybe one ball forward, because you're so late, which is good. It's really the narrow stance and the centered ball position. See if I draw this line up. Again, it's tilted a little bit, but yeah, you could have the ball forward and your stance a little wider. We get a little more to the right of it than when you come forward. It may not be quite as leaning. All right.